Well, I think that first of all, teachers here at Bialik are experienced in detecting that there is a discrepancy between what a child seems to understand and his verbal comprehension and participation in class with the output, written output, in the class. So I think that already gives an indication that there is a gap that needs to be addressed. Usually what happens then is that this child receives support from our support services department, and progress is monitored. It's not an easy thing to approach a parent of a child who we suspect might be dyslexic. It can be a very sensitive question to ask, and we never ask it directly. But usually parents express their concern with this child, and usually at meetings that we hold with parents, we try to arrive at a point where we say, or we ask whether there is someone in the family who might also have difficulties with reading and writing. That's a very clear flag for us that there might be indeed a problem with dyslexia. And by the time, when we're speaking with parents, they're concerned enough about their child's progress that it's a conversation that is able to go forward from there. So, the head of department at Bialik College last year sat with me and we looked at the program that the ADA was offering in terms of teacher training for dyslexia, for the Orton-Gillingham approach, and we decided to go ahead with it. And I think that this is what I would suggest all teachers to do, is to be very careful with the choice of professional development course that they attend, so that they choose an evidence-based approach to any kind of intervention. And I think that once you get training and the knowledge that you feel that you can impart to your colleagues, the journey begins. And I think the school gets strengthened as a result, and teachers can really make a difference. Okay, so professional development is very important, especially evidence-based professional development, like Orton-Gillingham. There are too many programs out there nowadays that are more quick fixes than evidence-based, and I think this is where we have to invest our resources and our efforts. Usually what I have been doing here at Bialik is, through my training at the ADA, I do a pre-screening. I send it to the ADA, and they decide whether it merits further investigation. When it does, I have a conversation with the parents, or I have had a second conversation with the parents, I would say, and then the child gets tested, results come back. What we have begun to do here is to get the proper multisensory language intervention recommended by the ADA on one hand, and on the other hand, we also implement modifications in the classroom and teach the teachers to modify their curriculum to give better access to this child to the curriculum, and we work together as a team in that. So we work with the children individually. I work with the children individually, but when they go back into the classroom, they work as part of the class and they participate in all activities. So Bialik is a non-selective academic school with very high scores in the past years in VCE results, and with a very good support services department. What we do, not only with dyslexia, but with all the other learning differences and difficulties that we encounter, is that we work very hard to train teachers and to make teachers aware of inclusive practices that they can implement in the classroom. So we work very closely with those teachers, discussing the children and the children's needs, and looking at the curriculum and seeing in which way and in what ways we could be helping them modify the curriculum so that they can have access to it and be assessed accordingly. So teacher awareness, working as a team, and working with the parents is really what makes us, I think, a successful school in terms of support.